On a quiet Thanksgiving Eve, November 24, 1971, an ordinary-looking man purchased a one-way ticket on Northwest Orient Flight 305 from Portland to Seattle. He carried a briefcase, wore a dark suit, and identified himself as Dan Cooper. Little did anyone know, the seemingly unassuming passenger was about to orchestrate one of the most audacious and perplexing crimes in American history, launching himself into legend and vanishing without a trace. This is the enduring mystery of D.B. Cooper, the man who vanished into the sky, leaving a trail of unanswered questions that persist to this day. Aboard Flight 305, Dan Cooper settled into seat 18C, calmly ordering a bourbon and soda. The flight had just departed Portland, heading for Seattle. It was during this short, uneventful leg that Cooper made his move. He handed a note to flight attendant Florence Schaffner, who, assuming it was a casual pickup line, tucked it away unopened. Cooper, however, leaned in, clarifying his intentions with chilling precision. "Miss, you'd better look at that note. I have a bomb." The ordinary flight instantly transformed into an extraordinary crisis. The note's message was stark and unequivocal. Cooper demanded $200,000 in unmarked $20 bills, 4 parachutes, 2 primary and 2 reserve, and a fuel truck upon landing in Seattle. Under duress, the captain contacted air traffic control, relaying Cooper's demands to federal authorities. Throughout this tense negotiation, Cooper remained composed, even courteous, his voice steady. The 36 other passengers on board remained entirely unaware of the unfolding drama, believing the delay in Seattle was merely a mechanical issue. The unprecedented demands were met, setting the stage for the next phase of his audacious plan. Upon landing at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, Cooper's instructions were followed precisely. Passengers were allowed to disembark, replaced by the demanded cash and parachutes delivered by FBI agents and airport personnel. Cooper meticulously inspected the money and parachutes before giving the order for the plane to refuel. With his ransom secured and the flight crew, 2 pilots, a flight engineer, and a flight attendant remaining on board, Cooper outlined his next set of instructions for a second takeoff. The atmosphere was charged, but Cooper's calm demeanor never wavered, maintaining an eerie control over the situation. With the plane refueled, Cooper directed the crew to fly southeast, towards Reno, at a low altitude of 10,000 feet, with the landing gear extended and the cabin unpressurized. He instructed the flight attendant to join the rest of the crew in the cockpit and not to return until further notice. Around 8:13 p.m., somewhere over southwestern Washington, Cooper lowered the aft stairs of the Boeing 727. In the darkness and driving rain, he strapped on a parachute and, with the $200,000 in $20 bills, he vanished into the tempestuous night. The aircraft jolted slightly, the only physical sign of his departure. The moment the pilot realized Cooper was gone, an immediate and unprecedented search operation was launched. The FBI, coordinating with local law enforcement, initiated a massive manhunt, codenamed NORJAC, short for Northwest Hijacking. Search parties scoured the rugged, densely forested terrain of the Pacific Northwest, focusing on areas near the flight path over Washington state. Helicopters and ground crews battled the harsh weather and unforgiving landscape, but despite their exhaustive efforts, no trace of Cooper, his parachutes, or the money was found. It was as if he had simply dissolved into the wilderness, leaving only a legend in his wake. As weeks turned into months, and months into years, the D.B. Cooper case grew into one of the most enduring mysteries of the 20th century. The FBI pursued thousands of leads, interviewed countless suspects, and explored every conceivable theory, from Cooper being an experienced paratrooper to an airline insider. Despite their relentless efforts, the trail went cold. No body, no equipment, and no more of the ransom money ever surfaced, turning D.B. Cooper into an almost mythical figure. The case baffled seasoned investigators, fueling public fascination and an endless stream of speculation, yet offering no definitive answers. Then, nearly a decade after Cooper's disappearance, a glimmer of hope emerged. In February 1980, an 8-year-old boy named Brian Ingram was digging a fire pit on a beach along the Columbia River, near Vancouver, Washington. To his astonishment, he unearthed 3 bundles of $20 bills, heavily deteriorated but clearly banded together. The serial numbers were cross-referenced with the FBI's list of the ransom money. It was a match. For the first time, tangible evidence directly linked to the elusive hijacker had been found, reigniting the investigation and providing a crucial, albeit perplexing, clue. The discovery of the $5,800, though only a fraction of the original ransom, was monumental. Forensic analysis revealed the money had been exposed to river water for an extended period, suggesting it had been washed ashore. Its condition hinted that Cooper may not have landed directly with the money, or that he had died in the jump and the money subsequently traveled downriver. This find challenged previous theories about Cooper's landing zone, pushing it further downstream and closer to areas where the money eventually surfaced. It offered a tangible piece of the puzzle, yet opened new questions about the sequence of events following his daring leap. Despite the discovery of the ransom money, D.B. Cooper's true identity and ultimate fate remain unknown. After 45 years of active investigation and over 1,000 potential suspects, the FBI officially suspended its active investigation into the case in 2016, citing the diminishing returns of new leads. The case file, however, remains open, a silent testament to the enduring enigma. D.B. Cooper lives on as a cultural icon, inspiring books, films, and countless theories. He is the only skyjacker in history to successfully vanish, leaving behind a legacy of audacity and an unsolved mystery that continues to captivate the world.